So, you've decided to change careers and jump into a new technical field. That is awesome. It's one of the most exciting journeys you can take. But let's be real. It often starts with this single, overwhelming obstacle that can stop even the most motivated person right in their tracks. And it all begins with just one question. I mean, seriously, take a good look. Does this feel a little familiar? You know that moment you decide you're going to learn something new, you open up your notes app, you're all fired up, ready to conquer the world, and then you're met with this, the blank page, a brand new memo. It's supposed to represent all this unlimited potential, but what it really feels like is a paralyzing amount of choice. For so many of us, this is the very beginning of the story. And so the brain dump begins. You just start throwing down every term you've ever heard of: firewalls, Python, certs, Linux, networking. Maybe you even scribble down what is TCP/IP and put a big question mark next to cloud. What you're left with is a total jumble of concepts with no order, no priority, and absolutely no clear path forward. This right here, this is what we call the blank page problem. It's that sinking feeling you get when you're staring at a mountain of information and you have no earthly idea where to even begin. Now, the real danger here is the illusion of progress. You might spend an hour on a Python tutorial, then you'll jump to a video about firewalls, then maybe read an article on networking. And it feels really productive, right? Because you're busy, but you're not actually building a solid foundation. You're just topic hopping. And check this out. This breakdown is staggering, really. You end up spending half of your time, 50%, just searching for what to learn next. Another 30% is completely lost to context switching. You know, that mental reset your brain has to do every single time you jump to a new topic. So that means only 20% of your valuable time is spent on actual, focused studying. It's an incredibly inefficient way to try and learn anything. This inefficiency isn't just frustrating, it leads directly to something we can call the burnout cycle. It's a totally predictable pattern that explains exactly why this kind of unstructured approach is pretty much doomed to fail from the start. So here's how the cycle plays out. It all starts with feeling completely overwhelmed by all the options. That leads to that unfocused, shallow effort we just talked about, our little 20% of actual study time. And because the learning is so fragmented, you see no measurable progress. And this is the critical point. When you don't feel like you're moving forward, you hit step 4, burnout and self-doubt. You start to think, you know what, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And it all really just boils down to this feeling. This is a direct quote from someone trapped in that cycle, and wow, it just perfectly captures that exhaustion and frustration. You're putting in the hours, you're doing the work, but the needle just isn't moving. So, okay, if the blank page just leads straight to burnout, what's the alternative? How do we break this cycle and actually start making real, tangible progress? The answer is to move from chaos to clarity with a sustainable system. It's all about replacing that intimidating blank page with a deliberate, structured plan. So what exactly is a sustainable study system? Well, it's a structured, repeatable framework. And the key words here are guides, prevents burnout, and ensures progress. See, it's not just another list of topics. It's a roadmap that's actually designed for a long journey. A perfect example of this is a system called Kioptrix Level, a sustainable study system for career changers. I mean, the name itself is a fantastic encapsulation of the entire solution. Let's break this down, because every single word here matters. Kioptrix Level implies this tiered, progressive approach, kind of like levels in a video game, right? You master one before you move on to the next. Sustainable means it's built for the long term. It helps you manage your energy to prevent that burnout we've been talking about. And for career changers, well, that part acknowledges that your journey is unique and requires a special, tailored approach. This slide really just puts it all out there, the two paths. On the left, you've got the blank page method. It's all about chaos, burnout, and slow, frustrating progress. But on the right, you have the roadmap. That's the sustainable system, and it's defined by structure, consistency, and real, measurable growth. The choice is pretty stark when you see it like this. So how do you start building your own roadmap? You know, whether you use a model like Kioptrix or something else entirely, the real power is in the underlying principles. So here are the core principles of any strong system. First, start with the absolute fundamentals. Don't try to learn the advanced stuff first. Next, create a clear progression, where each topic logically builds on the last one. Set measurable goals for yourself so you know you're making progress. And this one is crucial. Schedule time for rest and review. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And finally, focus on one thing at a time. You've got to avoid that costly context switching. The whole goal here is to transform that intimidating, scary blank page into a clear, inviting path forward. It's all about taking back control of your learning and building a system that actually works for you, not against you. Which leaves us with one final and, I think, provocative question. The question is no longer, where do I even begin? Instead, the question you can ask yourself now is this: what is the very first foundational step on your roadmap?